The answer is I don't, nor would I necessarily want to. It all stemmed from, might as well say it, might as well emphasize it, because I'm fed up with getting letters from people all the time.
It's the wedding that captivated 750 million hearts, the fairy tale of the century. However, behind the royal glamour lay a painful secret that almost halted the ceremony. What appeared to be a dream was a silent storm, haunting Princess Diana and trapping King Charles in a web of duty and heartbreak. The emotional turmoil they both experienced during this time is a testament to the human side of this royal story. Now, decades later, King Charles has broken his silence, confirming what the world has long suspected. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind the crown and a confession that changes everything. Before diving in, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because what's unfolding inside the palace will shock you even more than today's story. Your participation in this journey is crucial, so let's get started together. The sensitive prince, nobody expected. Many people think they know King Charles as a serious monarch and loyal heir who waited long for his crown. But what if your ideas about him are wrong? Charles was considered too soft, emotional, and sensitive to be a king. Critics called him weak, the press made fun of his tears, and even his family questioned whether he could rule. Charles went to Gordonstoun, one of Scotland's toughest boarding schools, as a boy. His father, Prince Philip, thought the challenging environment would make him tougher. Instead, it nearly broke him. Charles faced bullying, felt isolated from his distant parents, and had to navigate a world that tried to crush his gentle spirit. The surprising twist is that his sensitivity, which made him a target, also made him exceptional. When people said he was too weak for military service, Charles surprised them all by excelling. He didn't just join the Royal Air Force, he stood out. His instructors were impressed by his natural skill, determination, and refusal to give up. One flight instructor said Charles had a unique gift, and he earned the Double Diamond Trophy for being the best pilot in his class. However, even as Charles showed his bravery in the cockpit, his kind heart remained a weakness. He longed for the love and approval he didn't get as a child, always looking for someone to fill the emotional gap left by his parents. Little did he know that this need for love would lead him into a complicated love triangle in royal history. And this was just the start of his troubles. What do you think? Did Charles's sensitivity help him become a better king? Or was it a problem? How do you think his upbringing and early experiences shaped his character? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep discussing this story. The meeting that changed history. Most people believe Charles met Diana at a party hosted by her sister, which started their royal romance. But that's not the real story. The truth is more complicated and tragic, with unexpected twists that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Charles first saw Diana Spencer when she was just 16 years old, standing in a muddy field during a shooting party. He was captivated by her beauty, lively energy, and infectious laugh. However, there was a significant issue. Charles was dating someone else, Diana's older sister, Sarah. For months, Charles tried to forget about the young girl who intrigued him. He focused on his relationship with Sarah and attended public events as a royal couple. But fate intervened. Charles asked Diana for a private gallery tour during another gathering at the Spencer family estate. In this quiet moment, away from others, they connected. Their conversation flowed easily. Diana genuinely cared about his thoughts and laughed at his jokes. For the first time, Charles felt truly seen by someone who didn't want to use or change him. However, this hopeful moment did not last. Sensing a connection between Charles and Diana, Sarah Spencer made a surprising public statement. In a magazine interview, she declared she wasn't in love with Charles and didn't plan to marry him. This public rejection ended their relationship in an instant. Sarah didn't know that her comment opened the door for something much more complicated. Now, Charles could pursue the girl he had been thinking about in the muddy field since that day. But someone else still held a place in his heart, Camilla. Her presence would complicate everything that was about to happen. Can you imagine being Diana, caught in a romance with a prince while your sister's shadow looms over you? Share your thoughts on Sarah's shocking move in the comments, and like this video if you enjoy this royal drama. The Camilla factor, love's greatest enemy. Here's a secret the royal family never wanted you to know. Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles were never really over each other. Their relationship had begun years before Diana came into the picture, and despite their marriages, children, and royal duties, that connection never truly faded. While the world watched Charles court Diana, Camilla remained the one who thoroughly understood him, the one who could make him laugh until his sides hurt and listen to his deepest fears without judgment. This complex relationship adds a layer of intrigue to the royal romance. The signs were evident from the beginning, but Diana was too young and in love to notice them. When Charles proposed after just 6 months of dating, Diana was ecstatic. She believed she had won the ultimate prize, the heart of the future king. What she didn't realize was that another woman still partially claimed her prince's heart. The first crack in Diana's fairy tale appeared just days before the wedding when she discovered that Charles had ordered a special gift for Camilla, a beautiful bracelet engraved with their pet names, Gladys and Fred. Diana was devastated. Here she was, preparing for what should have been the happiest day of her life, while her future husband was buying jewelry for his ex-girlfriend. Diana's friends later revealed that she was in a state of emotional turmoil, desperately wanting to call off the wedding at that moment. She felt trapped, humiliated, and heartbroken even before she walked down the aisle. But the pressure was immense. Invitations were sent to royalty worldwide. Security was arranged for hundreds of thousands of spectators, and the entire British economy was counting on the tourism boost from the royal wedding. Both families convinced Diana that she was merely experiencing pre-wedding jitters, that every bride gets nervous, and that Charles's gift to Camilla was just a polite farewell gesture. They assured her that Camilla would fade into the background and become a distant memory once they were married and Charles had his queen. They couldn't have been more wrong. The events of the night before the wedding would shatter Diana's world completely, and a devastating truth would haunt her for the rest of her life. But even that revelation paled compared to what Charles would later admit to the entire world. The night before, Charles's confession. It's the night before one of the most watched weddings in history. Diana Spencer should be happy, surrounded by friends and family, dreaming about her future as the Princess of Wales. Instead, she is alone in her room, crying after hearing something that would hurt her deeply. Diana's close friends say that Charles visited her that evening. In that private moment, he told her something so painful that Diana later called it the worst night of her life. Sources close to her revealed that Charles, possibly filled with guilt or panic, admitted he didn't love her the way she loved him. It gets worse. Reports say Charles cried that night, not from happiness, but sadness about leaving Camilla behind. Friends later said he shed tears for a woman he loved, but couldn't marry. Imagine being Diana, only 20 years old, about to marry in front of the whole world, and discovering that her prince loved someone else. The timing was cruel, too late to cancel without embarrassment, too early in their relationship for her to handle such a betrayal. Diana's response was heartbreakingly simple. She asked Charles why he was going through with the marriage if he didn't love her. His response was that duty came before happiness, that the monarchy needed heirs, and that love was a luxury that kings could not afford. That night, Diana made a choice that would shape her life. She could have run away, creating a scandal by leaving Charles at the altar. Instead, she chose to go through with the wedding, hoping he would eventually love her the way she loved him. This decision would cost her dearly, as the ceremony would soon reveal to everyone that this fairy tale had serious problems, and the signs were hard to ignore. The wedding that fooled. On July 29, 1981, many expected Diana's wedding to be her happiest day. Instead, it revealed a more complicated reality to 750 million viewers. Every smile seemed forced, and there was deep sadness behind the celebration. During the ceremony, Diana surprised everyone by not promising to obey Charles, showing her resistance to a marriage that felt like a trap. Charles also struggled, mistakenly saying "thy goods" instead of "my worldly goods," hinting at his reluctance to commit fully. Many viewed the balcony kiss as loving, but it turned out to be awkward. Diana leaned in excitedly, while Charles pulled away, highlighting their unbalanced relationship. Photographers captured Diana's fading smile and sadness when no one was watching, showing her inner turmoil. She sought Charles's attention at the reception, but found him distracted and distant. Ironically, the world adored Diana that day. Her beauty made her an instant icon, and it was labeled the wedding of the century. Many young girls dreamed of their fairy tale romances, but for Charles and Diana, the fairy tale ended before it began. As they left for their honeymoon, they started pretending to be in love, a challenge that would soon prove impossible. The marriage unravels, Diana's fight. The honeymoon was supposed to be a time for Charles and Diana to connect away from royal pressures. Instead, it marked the start of Diana's struggle to save a troubled marriage. During their first joint interview, Diana expressed her love by saying, "Of course we are." Charles's reply, "Whatever love means," showed his emotional distance. Diana felt embarrassed by his response and hoped to win his love through royal duties and by giving him sons. Things worsened when she discovered Charles had never fully ended his relationship with Camilla. When Diana confronted Camilla at a party, she received a hurtful reply. "What more could you want?" The final betrayal came when private phone calls between Charles and Camilla were leaked, revealing his true feelings for her. This realization put Diana into a dark period of her life. She felt alone and trapped in a public role while privately suffering. As the truth about their troubled marriage was set to come out, it threatened to change the monarchy forever. The admission that changed everything. By the early 1990s, rumors about Charles and Camilla were impossible to ignore. Tabloids were full of speculation, and Diana's visible unhappiness was hard to hide. The royal family faced a crisis of credibility. Charles decided to confess publicly. In a shocking television interview, he admitted he had been unfaithful to Diana. He continued his relationship with Camilla during their marriage and had loved her all along. When asked if he had tried to be faithful, Charles said he had only been so until their marriage was irretrievably broken down. He didn't apologize for the pain he caused Diana or express regret for their shattered marriage. Instead, he framed his affair as a result of an unhappy marriage, suggesting Diana was to blame for not holding his interest. Diana felt betrayed, not just by his infidelity but also by his public humiliation of her. She told friends that Charles made her feel inadequate. This confession marked the beginning of the end for their marriage, and they announced their separation within months. Diana later shared her struggles, changing from a shy 19-year-old into someone who said, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." Decades later, when Charles became king, he made another admission that would change how the world viewed him. That interview was a bombshell. What do you think of Charles's decision to go public with his affair? Was it brave or cruel? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying this royal exposé. Charles's recent regrets. As King Charles III reigns, he greatly regrets his choices with Princess Diana. His friends say he regrets causing her pain and wishes he had acted differently. He realizes he put his desires before her well-being. After marrying Camilla, he has changed from a seemingly weak husband to a loving partner. However, he knows this happiness came at a deep cost. Charles wonders what Diana's life could have been like if he had been true to his feelings from the start. He married her because she fit royal expectations, but was not his true love. This raises important questions about whether he acted out of obligation or made poor choices. Ultimately, everyone involved suffered. Charles from duty, Diana from heartbreak, and Camilla from years of waiting. The public admired Diana's grace and strength, and her story reminds us that the cost of duty can lead to broken dreams. What do you think? Is Charles truly sorry, or is it too late? Share your thoughts and remember to like, share, and subscribe for updates on the monarchy's future.